And we are live.
Live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Oriental Combo. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So I'm checking. We're using Restream again today. We're giving it another shot. Oh, you see us. Yay. Oh, why are you sideways? Okay, let's see what we can fix. I was giving him another shot, but I don't look at this is what I see on mine. This is a beta. So let me see. I'm going to remove you and put you back in. Hold on a second. And we're back there.
My normal size.
So,
thank you very much.
Are you sideways again? See, Vince is laughing.
I'm sideways again.
You're sideways again? What is wrong? Okay, how about if you turn your camera? Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Why are you small like that?
That's what she said.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not even looking at the chat. You guys, sorry about that. Oh, hello, everybody. You have seen the backstage pass of the Oriental Combo. Hi, everybody. David says, have George turn in the bed. Now you're all like squished. Oh no, now you look normal. You look good. You look good. Hey, Ginny, how you doing? Let me get the chat going on here so I can see what's happening.
Hi, Ginny.
Chat. Okay, here we go.
This is going to be awkward because this is plugged in, but
okay, forget this. I'm going to just do it this way. Okay, here we go. You guys, bear with us. Technology, I'm telling you. His face was all smashed. Now it's better and it finally works, says Vince. Okay, so I want to say hi to everybody that is in the house here. We have Jock in my styles. I was kind of scared when I started reading that, but welcome to Mr. Jock. How you doing, George?
I'm doing well. If I can get it to like work. It's like backwards. It's like it's weird, the software, because everything is reversed.
Is it?
Yeah. My movement.
Well, you look fine, but it looks like you're lying in a bed. Can George get a green pillowcase so you can at least green screen it?
Okay, I'm not going to look at comments.
Okay, I'll just read them out to you. So, how you doing?
If I can get this thing, it just looks weird.
Does it?
Yeah.
Hi, short dude. How are you? Let's see. Okay,
I don't like this software.
You don't think this software? Vince says it's good. Short dude says, hi, George.
Hey. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where to look because it's sideways.
There. Wherever you're looking right there. You look like you're frozen, though. Like you're Cindy Brady. Chris says he's good. George isn't looking at comments, so it's basically like any other scope. Short dude says he is surviving. Oh, so you joined the broadcast. I see you in the broadcast. So make sure you guys are following I Am Kiyoki right down there. That gold box. Tap on it and follow him. So he has 6 followers. Help a brother out, right? Hello, buddy PR. Short dude, thank you for inviting your friends. So we are now streaming on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. So make sure that you follow us on all those things there. We can follow you back.
Is that why you wanted to use this software?
Well, yeah, because then we can go all 3 places at one time. But since I was hoping that this software would actually put all the comments up on the screen so that everybody could see it all at one time without me having to actually manually tap and type and do all that stuff. Buddy PR says, hi, George.
Hey, Will. What's going on?
Ginny says, I think George wants to be in portrait mode. Is that what you want to do? Flip it and see if it works.
I'm fine.
Are you sure? Okay. What do you want to talk about today?
Donuts.
Donuts. George's statue got torn down today.
Which one? King Kamehameha?
Is that your statue?
Dude, I can't even imagine if they tried to come over here and tear down King Kamehameha's statue. Because
Dude,
that dude killed a lot of brown people.
you know that's like fighting words to
He
do
killed
that.
a lot of Hawaiians.
Where are my headphones? That's what I wanted to do. Oh, well. Okay, never mind. I'm all good. I'm good, Vince. Vince is asking how you're doing.
Oh, Vince, I'm good. I'm surviving.
Okay, so David is he is telling us that George Washington got torn down.
How dare him for founding this country and fighting for our independence. Bastard.
Enlighten Up says, have you heard of the masks by Cambridge in the UK yet?
I don't know what that is a reference to.
No?
The masks in Cambridge. Masks?
The masks.
Don't know
So you guys, don't forget you can turn your phones this way so that it fills up your phone screen. If it looks too like small and condensed, we can be large and in charge on your screen.
I'm like not in the picture.
What do you mean you're not in the picture?
No, it was kind of like this. One of these days we're gonna get this like straight.
We are.
Well, hopefully you will be with each other in
Yes.
the same kind of room.
Yes.
This will be easy.
And Vince says, sorry, I haven't been broadcasting lately here on Periscope and just needed a break. Face masks for the virus. David says they freaking tore down Ulysses S. Grant's statue, the guy who won the Civil War over the Confederacy.
Dude, it's not about, you guys, it's not about what you think it's about at all. It is about erasing our history. They tore down Lincoln's statue, if I heard correctly also?
Okay.
The president that pretty much fought for the emancipation of the slaves.
Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't make any sense because, okay, so David says it's about Marxism. I just don't think that they know the history. I don't think they know history. So they're just tearing down anything that's a statue, maybe because they're thinking, okay, well, this has something to do with our history. It's bad.
It's like all these little minds full of mush that they're easily, they're just little sheep. They're easily like influenced. And there's just a few agitators in there that have ulterior motives, like David said, Marxist. And these guys are paid. They're paid anarchists. I mean, they're paid to go out there. They make salaries to go out there and start trouble. And, all it takes is once feelings are heightened, everybody's excited and upset. It doesn't take much to steer them in that direction.
Ginny says it's Orwell's 1984. David says the founders of BLM admitted to being radical Marxists. Vince says the founder of BLM is now known as a Marxist.
Mm-hmm. And I'm, I don't know. I don't know why good people are supporting them. Because they have to be a minority, a really small segment of the population. There can't be a lot of people that support Marxism. Anyways. How's your day, other than our statues being torn down by Marxists?
My day's okay. I got to do a lot of outdoor yard work and prepping for my trip.
A trip? Where are you going?
Someplace. Black Lives Do Matter, but the group BLM is a radical Marxist group. That's what David says.
Of course Black Lives Matter. Nobody said that they don't. I don't think.
I was on Twitter today I don't know. Sometimes it's like I think maybe I shouldn't look at Twitter too much because I see so much bad stuff on both sides, on everybody's side. I just see so much violence. That's what I should just say. It's just violence. I saw somebody beating up some guy, an employee at Macy's. Yeah, it was bad. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but
Was
it's
he?
horrible.
Why did he get beat up?
Well, supposedly the guy said that um, the gentleman called him the N word, and the guy's like,
What?
"What? What are you talking about?" Yeah. So,
I
I
think
mean,
nowadays you can just get beat up for being white, and heaven forbid you wear a red hat.
I found a red hat.
And you know what's ironic is your freedom of expression, literally your freedom of speech. You can't say certain things. They're all being attacked
David says it's
by
about
people that,
creating chaos and
that
tearing down the system.
people call themselves anti-fascists when they are practicing fascism. I mean, it's so ironic. I mean, it's so transparent. I don't know why people follow these people at all. I mean, I can understand if you're a true anarchist and you just want to break down society, or if you're a globalist and you want to get rid of borders, really. Um, but I don't know. There has to be more Americans that believe in borders and country and rules of law. Anyway, election's coming soon, so we'll see.
It's not soon enough. It's like, what, 5 more months?
Not
A
soon
former
enough.
Soviet spy predicted this in the 80s. He laid out how they would turn America red.
What do you mean red? Like red as
I'm assuming he means red like
blood?
conservative? Like red hats?
Red as in like blood,
Oh, gosh, I hope not. David, what exactly do you mean? I see him
or
typing
red
away.
like communists. That's probably what he means. Red like you're communists.
You're off the screen again. Patriotic power. Yes, eternal vision. We love our country, right? We support our country. Vince says, watch this BLM movement will
Did you hear about
dissolve.
Chicago this past weekend, Father's Day weekend?
No. Red like Marxist. That's what he means.
There were, yeah, that's what I figured. There were over 106 shootings.
Really?
106 shootings.
By whom and of whom?
I'm not sure about the demographic breakdown, but I'm assuming Chicago's a very large African American population there. But
David says the leader of BLM said on video that their goal was to remove Trump.
oh yeah, well they're a political organization. There's no doubt. And,
So 106 shootings.
I mean, there were like babies killed,
No.
little babies, yeah, kids like 5 years, 6 years old.
Oh, that's horrible.
A
Hello,
kid in a
Quiz.
car seat was killed in a
Fool's
car.
trying to start an autonomous zone outside of the White House
Yeah,
on
I see.
federal property tonight.
Yeah, dude,
Wow.
they should crack down on that shit hard, hard. Like no joke, they should crack down on that stuff. They should not let that stand. I
So I
mean,
wonder what's happening. Like, is there somebody record or live streaming that? That would be interesting. Chris wants to know what's your thoughts on getting rid of Aunt Jemima because they think it's based on racism.
Aunt Jemima, if you look at the history behind her, she was like a success story. I mean, she came from being, I think she was a freed woman, right? She was a
Right.
slave,
Mm-hmm.
and she became a millionaire. It's crazy that they want to erase that. How is
Yeah.
how is that a racist thing?
Well, I think
I
they
don't
say
get
it's based on a racist imagery of a slave woman. I don't see it as that. Personally, I see it as home cooking, yum yum, give me my pancakes. That's just me though.
I don't get it. There's a lot of things I don't get with these people. Everything they look at is looked at through race. Everything is They don't see a person ever. They don't look at you or me and see, oh wow, look at that, it's a human being, it's a fellow human, and I love that person because they're like me. No, they see the differences in you. I can't imagine that being a good way to live your life, to where every morning you wake up, you're just worried about race.
Yeah.
Then again, don't I haven't walked a mile in their shoes that have brought them to that point. But still, you gotta be in control of yourself. You can't just be an emotional creature.
Can they leave?
Hmm?
Because I heard like in the South, like they're racist against Asians. Like I've never been there, so I don't know. You
I
know
lived in the South.
what?
I lived in the South for like a decade.
Well, you don't really look Asian. I mean, I look Asian.
Dude, I worked with Asians. There's I've never experienced any racism there.
David says a black Harvard professor said defunding the police would cause thousands of black deaths.
Okay, this is my take on defunding the police. Okay, go, in their little bastions, go ahead and do what you want. I mean, these are the politicians are elected, and they're put in place by the people. If the people there don't want that, they're gonna have to leave before property rates go down, or property prices go down. It's gonna turn to. I mean, can you imagine it getting any worse in places like Chicago? I mean, it would be a lot worse. But who's
But
gonna?
some people just can't get up and leave though, They've got family, they've got property, they've got jobs.
Vote their asses out. I mean, a lot of these places, what's ironic is that all these people are complaining about the way things are in cities like Chicago. I mentioned that before, Minneapolis. But these cities have been under Democratic rule for like decades, 50 years, some of them, without a single break, without any Republicans ever being in charge. And everyone on down from in some places, the governor on down to the police chief are all placed there by Democrats, right? So you figure if there's bad policies there, who are you going to blame? Oh, automatically you blame the president. That makes a lot of sense because he's in a federal office and he's been there for less than 4 years. And they don't blame the people that have been there and have put these policies into place.
Ginny agrees with you completely. She says exactly. Um,
It's maddening. I don't know. I'm just so tired. I just want to hear some people speak truth and not be afraid to be real.
but it's hard. It's
Be,
difficult. A lot of people they'll get canceled. This whole cancel culture. They'll hate on you, or it's the appearance of that. And who wants to even deal with that, right? David says 30,000 people live or are trapped inside the Chaz zone right now.
Sorry about that. So
Look at every city ruled by Democrats for decades, and you'll find a messed up city. The Democratic states are the ones with the big issues.
Yeah. Nobody sees that. It's like blaring. It's like this huge beacon, this fire that's just roaring out of control. Nobody wants to address it. And you got these people marching in the streets and destroying their own cities, their own neighborhoods, destroying their neighbors' businesses, their livelihoods. These businesses employ their families. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. They're blaming
Ron says
the wrong people.
Ron says that Trump has the highest rank in the country. He's the president. Of course, he's going to get blamed.
So he's going to get blamed for what's going on in Chicago from policies that have been in place for.
Well, he gets blamed for everything that's wrong.
That's not his fault. Yeah.
Chris says it's a total beacon.
Anyways, I wish it's a shame with today's culture. If you speak out against anything that has to do with what's going on nowadays, you're automatically labeled a racist.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, you're a racist. If you support the president, you're a racist. If you support your country if you respect our flag, our national anthem. You're a racist. And I can tell you without a doubt, I don't have any hate for any race in my heart. I love everybody, and with the line of work that I'm in, I don't look at anybody any differently when they're on the surgical table, and we're trying to either save their life or improve it. I mean, and even myself, I'm fearful for being called a racist because I disagree with these some of the things that people are saying. But anyways,
Hold on. So David says Democratic politicians are now afraid to go against the radicals who are their own base.
yeah, they've created this mess, and you know what's going to happen?
Huh.
It's going to be a circular firing squad. They're going to start turning on their their own.
Their own. Yeah. David says, I've had it with the radicals. I don't give a rat's ass what they think. Thumper says, are guys going to collect a box of it? Wait, are guys going to collect a box of it? It's part of dark American history.
Well, there's history. Okay, so history, right? History.
Mm-hmm.
In every culture, every civilization, there's violent history, there's slavery in almost every culture. The Roman Empire, gosh, tons of it, right? Gladiators were
Mm-hmm.
all slaves. I mean, if any culture, any civilization, you're going to have dark history. I challenge anybody to show me a freer country than we live in here in the United States. If you can find some place that will treat you better and you can enjoy more freedoms and a better quality of life, go there. Please, and tell me where it is. I'll come join you. But we're destroying our own. I mean, you look at these little images of us destroying our cities. We're destroying our country,
Mm-hmm. Communities.
and it's all based on hatred. Like if you talk to anybody that's angry about all this stuff, it's very personal, and it's like a bunch of personal attacks on politicians. You know, anything with substance. Give me something we can debate. Give me something we can talk about. That we can have some back and
But
forth.
that's the thing. A lot of these people don't want to talk, right? They just want
Or
to,
they
to
shut
scream
down.
what they're thinking. David says destroying our history is insane. How can you teach or learn the dark side of history if you destroy it? That's a good point,
Exactly.
David.
I said that the other day, actually, right?
Um, Thumper says I'm grabbing a box of it to collect. Vince says I'm just pissed off why this leftist mofos are taking down statues and it makes me sad.
Dude, okay, the whole statue thing,
Mm-hmm.
um, to me, it's like they're like children. That's what the best I can describe it. Go destroy stuff. Go ahead, throw your tantrum. Go pull down some statues. That's fine, right? Get it out of your system. But again, history is what it is, and like David said, especially the dark stuff, we gotta learn from. You know, we have to remember where we came from so we can learn from it, so we can progress to be a better. That may not be a good word, but we can progress to become a better nation for all.
Mm-hmm. Ginny
I
says
mean,
Virginia generates huge Civil War tourism money and property values in historical areas and are tanking. Will be and are tanking.
hmm, I'm not one to celebrate that whole heritage, but that's not my heritage, right? So let me speak to my own culture, my own heritage, the Hawaiian culture, the Hawaiian history, the Hawaiian heritage. King Kamehameha the Great, he was the unifier of the Hawaiian Islands. Before him, each island had its own ali'i or chief that was in charge, right? And he unified everything, and he celebrated as King Kamehameha the Great. He was given that title because he unified all the Hawaiian Islands as one under one kingdom. In the but in the process, it was a bloody mess. Tens of thousands of Hawaiians died
Mm.
brutally, and guess who helped them? You know, Europeans with cannons and gunpowder and guns. literally marched thousands off cliffs. I mean, it was a mess. What are we going to do because of that? We're going to go and tear down our culture, right? Or are we going to go tear down the statues of King Kamehameha? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand their logic with that.
Are there any statues of Captain Cook up anywhere?
In Alaska, I
Oh,
think.
but not in Hawaii though.
He traveled all up like Anchorage, I think, Fairbanks, not Fairbanks, but Alaska or Anchorage, I'm pretty sure, but not here. He's not celebrated so much. I don't think.
David says you need to know the good and the bad history. Destroying statues of the founding fathers is stupid.
Yeah, yeah, yep. If you're going to destroy institutions that were founded on racism, start with Planned Parenthood, for Christ's sake. How is that place spared your anger, your angst? That place was freaking founded on racism. Anyway,
So, on a lighter note, let's talk about something a little more different, a little bit more happy. Tell me something good. Or should I
I'm
say
moving
that?
in a couple weeks.
What's that?
I'll be moving in a couple weeks.
Not a couple weeks. It'd be even sooner than that.
Well, a week and a half.
Yeah. Girl Chris says Planned Parenthood is a mess.
Dude, if you look at the numbers, right? And somebody made this point that I was watching earlier today about African American or Black Americans being killed. And the number one killer of Black Americans is from abortions.
So you're saying that the number one killer of Black Americans is Black Americans. They're killing.
I didn't say that, but
Well, isn't that true? Okay, what's an abortion? Is an abortion taking the life?
those doctors probably, not all of them are Black.
No, but I'm saying that the choice of who's doing it. Yeah.
Somebody's actually pulling the trigger or killing the baby. Or anyway, that's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
I do believe that it should be a woman's choice what she does with her body.
I agree.
Absolutely, it is her choice, but I also understand that a lot of people hold some very strong convictions, religious convictions, against it, and their religions forbid them from participating in any way, and that includes funding it. So if you're forcing people to give money to the government through taxation, that tax money should not go to fund abortions because it's against people's beliefs, their religious beliefs. I mean, to them, that's their soul, right? Is at stake. So anyway, that being said, I believe that it's a woman's right to choose, absolutely, but you shouldn't make everybody pay for it. That's the thing. If you want to end your pregnancy, at least pay for it yourself. You know what I mean?
David says Planned Parenthood was founded on thinning out the Black population. To this day, most clinics are in minority areas.
Yeah. It was, what was it called? It was called eugenics, right? Eugenics was the word back then. And it was purposely put into Black neighborhoods. Yeah.
Vince says he's Catholic and he is pro-life. Girl Chris says, okay, anyways, everybody, let's change it again, shall we? Hi, Costandia.
But my thing is that you respect everybody's decision. Like I respect the woman's right to choose, and I also respect Vince's right to choose life.
Margaret Sanger was oh gosh, here's a word, big word, eugenicist. No.
Eugenics. That's what I said. Eugenics.
Well, the way that he wrote it says eugenicist. Eugenicist?
I think it's eugenics is what he's trying to say. Eugenics. Okay. Look it up. Google it.
No. Oh boy. Mel Gibson is trending. I'm kind of scared to find out
Mel
why.
Gibson, dude, I love that guy. He's off his freaking rocker.
So everybody that's off their rocker, you like?
Dude, okay, so he's an entertainer.
Uh-huh.
So entertain us.
Oh, wait a minute. By the way, Girl Chris says that she is on her way to live on George's deck with her free Frenchie kids.
Dude, bring the Frenchies. I love Frenchies.
And a eugenicist practices eugenics. There you go. I learned all this great stuff from David,
Oh,
I
okay, I
tell
see
you.
what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I just pointed out Planned Parenthood, not to start a discussion about abortion, but to point out some hypocrisy, right? There's tons of hypocrisy. Tons of hypocrisy. The selective outrage is freaking maddening. Why are you mad about things that you should be mad about, but then there's other things that are like tenfold worse that you just like turn a blind eye to. It's like you want me to take you seriously, then be honest.
Yeah, the logic doesn't make any sense. Be consistent, right?
Be consistent. Don't be yeah. Not to say I'm not hypocritical with some things. I'm sure I am, but
What are you hypocritical about?
I can't think of anything. But I'm not perfect. Is what I'm saying. But
Girl Chris says, okay, George. Quiz says, I did a scope last Monday. Joanne and George, we'll have to take that a look at that. Vince says, on a lighter note, so George, have you been working out lately?
so the gym opened up yesterday. So our gyms in Hawaii opened up yesterday. So it's ironic because this is a good change of subject. Thank you very much, by the way. Um, I haven't been to the gym since I haven't worked out since the gym's closed, which is a month and a half, 2 months ago, 3 months.
No, since I was there.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
March. Wait, when did I come there? March 22nd?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold my camera.
March 18th. Girl Chris says George needs a hug. Ron says too much violence in our culture. We are desensitized.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not me. I still, if I see somebody slapping or hitting somebody, I still freak out. I can't. I just can't. I know a lot of people are desensitized by movies, by video games, by imagery, on TV, but I still can't watch it. Still.
I can't
David
wait to
says
get.
19 million black babies have been aborted, by the way. A genocide, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't see
Oh,
why I see it that way. So in America, the segment of population that identifies or is what is black, I think is what the word they use is 13%, 13 point some odd percent. Can you imagine if those millions of human beings weren't ended? It's so ironic how they'll fight tooth and nail and they'll ride in the streets over a person that was like probably not a very good person, a career criminal who did some very very evil things in his life, but yet they're fine and dandy killing an innocent little baby that you know just ending it.
mm-hmm. Okay. I want to find out what's going on with Mel Gibson.
Probably says something racist.
You think so?
Well, he's a xenophobe. Everybody knows that. He doesn't like
Girl
Jewish.
Chris says, let's pitch in and get a phone mount for George. Okay, Girl Chris, I gave him one. Like, here you go.
I was just using it.
Well, why don't you keep using it?
I don't want to. It's like irritating.
Here's how to tell the race of a shooter in a news story. If he's white, they'll mention it. George and Joanne, there was a video that a former cop that aided and abetted was shopping in a market. I missed your point about rioting.
My point?
Yeah, what was your point about rioting? While you talk about this, I'm going to find out what's going on with our friend Mel Gibson.
I don't know what my point was about writing. Was I rambling? Did I gloss over something?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what I was saying about writing. Writing. So there's a difference between protesting, which is of course protected under our Constitution, the right to peacefully assemble. But you don't have the right to go and tear down public structures and deface it and destroy it and to burn people's businesses and livelihoods and to go and beat people in the street because of the color of their skin. That to me is not acceptable.
It's not.
Well, rioting is never acceptable. I mean, I understand if people are angry, but where are the adults? I mean, I understand children, they're not mature enough to be able to control themselves when they're angry, but where are the adults?
Girl Chris says keyword is peacefully. You're not doing the peaceful. Am I frozen? Let me see
No,
my thing.
not in my screen.
Okay. Oh, I think I was reading. That's what it was.
But anyway, yeah, so the gyms opened up and I saw pictures of them actually working out, but it's weird now because they can only do like half the capacity. So I'm not sure how it works. Like I show up to the gym and then they're like, "Sorry, no more. We can't take any more people." I'm like, "Okay, well, I got all dressed up."
Or do you have to do reservations? Maybe they're doing that.
Hmm.
But then what happens for the people that flake out, right?
I think you 3 strikes and you're out. That would be my rule.
Right. And then you can't go to the gym anymore?
Then you're like on the bottom of the totem pole.
Mm. Okay, someone's asked, have you both faced discrimination at some point of your in your life?
Not that I know of, but I don't wake up every day looking for it, right? I mean, I very well could have been discriminated against, but I think, dude, from where I came from pretty humble beginnings. You know, we didn't have a lot of money. We had 5 children, including myself, and you know, my both of my parents worked very hard to provide for us, but we were like lower middle class at best. I mean, I didn't know we were, you know, I didn't know. I never wanted for anything. I had everything I wanted. I had the beach, surfboard. You know, I was good, and I was given so many opportunities. But I worked hard. I applied myself. I used the gifts that I was given to make the most of, you know, of opportunities. But I can't think of any time I've ever been outwardly discriminated against.
I
No.
have a few. I remember when I was young, old white guys. Old white guys were always really grumpy with me. And so I just was thinking, well, maybe they just had a bad experience like in the war, or maybe there was like a bad memory or something. So this is me as a 10-year-old trying to rationalize why these old white guys were grumpy with me. That's
Maybe
like the
they're
only thing.
grumpy with everybody.
Well, maybe. But I didn't come up with that. I was just like, why is he being grumpy to me? So that was my rationalization.
And
Thumper says I was a latchkey kid. Um, the people protesting George Floyd have long gone by now. It's all about the chaos now.
see, but BLM is still persisting, right? They've been given millions and millions,
Mhm.
and on top of that,
We got the question, did you guys ever hear the story of Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921?
no, not familiar with what
George
happened there.
George had everything he ever wanted, even a My Pillow.
Dude, My Pillow and Lululemon, two of the greatest companies in the world.
So Pip Snipper says, I'm sorry, Pip Sniper says, if you have never faced racism, maybe that's why you can't relate to what's going on. And Girl Chris says, old grumpy white guys, it's a thing. You know what? I have to tell you, when I was in school, actually, a lot of people used to say like ching chong, and I'd be like, what the hell is that? And I just wouldn't understand. But I never took it
Yeah.
um, to heart. I was just like, I just don't understand what the hell you're talking about. And I just moved on. Right. But I don't think I've ever had like hardcore racism, like you can't come in here or you need to go sit over there. Because I
So
don't
what
know.
is so what is the
Maybe I'm one of
answer?
those people that are be like, okay, I'm just gonna leave because I don't even want to be around y'all.
So what is the answer to being discriminated against? To and
You get special treatment.
no. I guess my point is the answer more racism? Is the answer to be hostile towards other people of different ethnicities or colors?
Oh, I don't know. I
Right.
think if you just are kind to everybody, you should be okay.
That's the thing. Not everybody's kind to each other. Now the new thing is that it's okay to bully people with differing opinions or differing politics.
Which is so bad.
They call it the
How are you
cancel
supposed to
culture.
learn?
They call it the cancel culture, but really what that is, it's bullying. It's really what that is.
Look it up because then you would be understanding of the burning of buildings.
It's never okay to burn buildings, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, I'll look it up, but like I said, I'm a I'm a business owner. I'm a property owner. I am a landlord. So burning of buildings is not okay with me. I pay insurance. I pay for lots of things.
But
And
it
for
should be
somebody
okay.
just to have total disregard for your property because of whatever reason, there's no justification
But
for
the
it.
irony in all this is they're destroying their own neighborhoods.
Community, right? Their own
They're destroying
stores that they need to
other
go
black
to.
people, black-owned businesses. I mean, are being destroyed. Not only that, these are places that the community relies on for work, employment, and jobs,
And
livelihood.
food.
Crazy. When is it okay to burn buildings? So that being said, right? If I'm pointing out all the little things that are you're doing to hurt yourself, your own community, but I don't know. It's just so maddening. I don't get it. I understand, because children, and I always think about this. I don't know why this always comes to mind. Children are pout, right? If they don't get their way,
Right.
they pout,
Right.
pout, and that's to me that this is what it is. It's like they're just so angry. And again, I haven't walked a mile in these people's shoes. Like I haven't faced, and I very well could have faced racism, but I don't wake up every day with that on my mind. I don't know. To me, it's just not good to hate on other people. Hate doesn't fix hate. There has to be a better way.
There has to be. But when you're dealing with people that don't think in the same way that you do, or maybe they are incapable of looking at it through your lenses or a different way, how do you get through to them?
Is that a
Thumper
question?
says fire is unpredictable. It could get out of control. Don't want to see others getting hurt. Now, George can speak to this because he was a firefighter, right?
I was a firefighter, yeah. And not to mention other people can get hurt, but the guys responding to this that are putting out the fires, they risk their lives.
Yep.
Why put them at risk? But again, these people don't care. They don't care. They're blinded by their hatred, their anger, in my opinion, their rage in the moment.
But then again, what somebody was saying is that until you have faced what they have faced, you don't understand the frustration and the mindset that they may have eroded to. I shouldn't say erode because that usually means like it's broken off, right? But how they've evolved to that hatred or upset.
In my opinion, a country that has put we had a black president for 8 years. He was not only elected, he was reelected, right? And even though the people that didn't vote for him and didn't support his policies were never this mean to him, there was not rioting in the streets against him. You know, all the racists that are out there, where were they?
So when we had those riots in LA, who was president then? That was 92.
Clinton?
Was it Clinton?
I have no idea. Was it Bush?
I don't remember.
Bush Senior?
Yeah. So
I
Girl
don't remember.
Chris says that we're talking about current times and we can't do anything about the past. It's true. It's true. We can focus on the present and the future and make it better.
Yeah.
Vince says it's George Bush. Obama created more racial division, not fewer.
He did. Because there was a lot of things, and this is another thing about the hypocrisy. And in the news now, everybody's mad at Barr, right? They're like, "Oh my God, Barr needs to be put up on charges because he's backing the president." Of course, he's backing the president. He's his attorney general, for Christ's sake. Does anybody remember what Eric Holder said about Barack Obama? That he was his wingman, right?
Mm.
Literally, he said that he was his wingman, and they were, anyway. Back to my point was that about him creating some racial division when he selectively chose not to prosecute certain people because of the color of their skin. That is going way too far. Because I remember what angered me was there were people that were at polling booths threatening people as they came in with clubs, and it was purely racial in nature. But they chose not to pursue any charges against those people. They got away with it.
Horrible.
After that, I saw, okay, I see how this administration is going to go.
Ginny says we're supposed to learn from the past. Girl Chris says voting is the only way for change. And Pip Snapper says denialism is a person's choice to deny reality as a way to avoid a psychologically uncomfortable truth.
You're saying that I'm like avoiding something, denying something? What am I denying? I don't think
no, because you're not avoiding a psychologically uncomfortable truth because you haven't ever really felt that, right?
No, I don't
I think he's
so.
talking about just people in general.
Okay, but I don't know. When you say institutional racism, that
Systemic.
means that
Systemic.
okay, well, systemic, institutional. I mean, we can debate the words that are used to describe what people are up in arms about, but that would mean that there are actual specific policies and procedures in place that would say, okay, if somebody's white or black, we're going to treat them differently.
Right.
I don't think that's there. You may have people, and we probably do have people that are racist within institutions. That doesn't make the whole institution systemically racist. That being said, there are systemically racist institutions in this country, believe it or not. This higher learning, universities and their admission programs are systemically racist against Asians and white people, if you want to look to systemic racism. I can't see, and again, this is not, anything that's new. I mean, this has been going on for years. But what are we going to fix? I mean, don't just bring me problems, bring me solutions. That's one of my big things.
Well, maybe
How do we?
this is what they're thinking, though. The people that are upset and that are writing are thinking, okay, we've brought solutions and we've brought stuff, but it's
What are
still
we?
happening.
Where are they? Where are they? Where are the solutions?
I don't know.
Like
I'm
get
just
up,
thinking that's
defund
what
the police. Is that the solution? That's what I hear. You know what I say to that? Defund the police. Go ahead. You guys have. You guys. I should say. In certain communities, they have the power to do that. They have all the positions. Right. The politicians are in place. They have the purse strings. They can choose to defund the police. They can choose to go ahead and send social workers out to domestic violence calls.
that is a frightening thought to me.
Literally,
It is a
go to.
frightening thought. I mean, just think about it. You have a domestic violence situation, and you're going to send Stacy, Dr. Stacy, out there with her clipboard to try and diffuse the situation.
Makes no sense to me.
And Stacy's going to get her head blown off.
Just let it. Whoever takes that job, God bless you. But you don't. I mean, speak to any police officers. Domestic violence calls can be some of the most violent calls you respond to, and they're probably the most unpredictable because emotions are freaking
Yes.
really high. But anyways, it's like these solutions are laughable to me. I mean, maybe they can have police officers that are specially trained to go and respond to domestic violence. That would make more sense.
Pip Sniper wants to know, do you understand what defund the police means?
So defund the police means so many different things to so many people. I've heard, I'm not even joking, dozens of different explanations on what they mean by defund the police. What they mean by defund the police, from what I can gather from listening to everybody, is that they just want to take some funds from there and give it to somebody else, right?
Right.
They want to take the funds from the police, right? They're already underfunded to respond in a lot of these big cities. They want to take the money from them and give it to maybe social programs, right? Or inner city programs or whatever programs they seem fit, right? Because they think that the police are getting too much money. Is that what you think? Is that what defund the police means to you? Because again, I've heard dozens of different explanations.
Pip Sniper says, I mean you, George. Okay, so I think that you answered that. David says, defund the police means your butt stupid. David says, people flipped out at the pics of kids in cages and thought they happened under Trump, not
under Obama. Yeah, those pictures were during the Obama administration. But that's it. That brings up another thing: is the fake news that most people are being fed just BS day in and day out, and when they have to retract the story, they're like, "Oh, sorry."
Okay, so Pip Sniper says no. That's not what it means.
What does it mean? I'm curious.
Okay, well, he can tell us what his definition is. Should I just look it up on the internet?
Dude, okay, look it up because I'm telling you, who's in charge of this nonsense?
Well, who's in charge of the definition?
Who's in charge of the definition?
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting choice of words, right? It's not like dismantle the police or get rid of the police. They chose the word defund. Defund means to take away funds, take away money.
Unfund. Right? Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Should I read fake news CNN or should I read what Brookings Institution, which is the #1 hit on Google, is? David says, if you believe the mainstream media, you're butt stupid too.
Yeah.
Jenny says, unionized teachers in some cities make more than the police. Kids in cages was Obama. And Vince says, Obama put the kids in cages and separated by their parents.
Again, okay, so Vince, again, that happened under the Obama administration, right? Which, again, he should be ultimately responsible for it. But he didn't literally put them in cages himself. Right?
Of course not. Hello there. Okay. So, okay, CNN says what it means and what it could look like. Instead of funding a police department, a sizable chunk of a city's budget is invested in communities, especially marginalized ones where much of the policing occurs.
Isn't that what
This
it
is
said?
CNN, okay? I'm just saying, go, you guys listen to CNN. This is what they're saying.
Is that what I said though?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said they're going to take money away from the police and put it back into the communities.
Okay, so wait, let's look up John Oliver. Oliver.
It means so many different things. That's the thing. There's no common agreed upon
Okay, well, no. I want to see what this is. John Oliver defunding the police. Oh, but he's a long name. Is there something shorter? Okay. Defunding the police doesn't mean we eliminate cops and succumb to the purge, Oliver said. Instead, it's about, hold on.
What is it about?
Instead, it's about moving away from a narrow conception of public safety that relies on policing and punishment and investing in a community's actual safety net. Things like stable housing, mental health services, and community organization.
Aren't all those things already there? My God. Those things are already there. Already there. All of those things.
Hello, Vietnamese friend. Hello, Anthony. The Purge is a movie, Joanne. I'm just
So,
reading what it says. Okay, so look up the word defund. Wait, so Pip Sniper, is that accurate? Did I read the correct thing? This clearly isn't about individual officers. It's about a structure built on systemic racism that this country created intentionally and
how is
now
this
needs
systemic
to,
racism? I don't get that. Where is it?
and now needs to dismantle intentionally and replace with one that takes into account the needs of people that it actually serves. This is going to take sustained pressure and attention over a long period of time from all of us, he concludes. So he lays out the pattern of opposition that police organizations demonstrate when pushed to reform, pointing towards police unions as a significant obstacle in keeping officers accused of misconduct off the street. He explained that many officers are granted legal immunity, even in particularly egregious cases of excessive force. So maybe that's the systemic racism, or is that
No,
privilege?
because they do that to everybody. It's not just one segment of the population. They treat everybody badly. They do kill white people too. A lot of them. I mean, I don't think it's based on race. I mean, I just don't think it. I don't see it.
So Pip Sniper says that those community outreach programs and other things that the defund the police would give to are underfunded.
In whose opinion?
Obviously, the people that are rioting, right?
Yeah.
It's all racist, says Girl Chris. Profiling and excessive force towards minorities. Black people at a higher rate. That's what Anthony is saying.
Black people are at a higher rate for what?
For getting killed, I guess. I'm gonna assume that's what they're thinking. Some people need to stop whining, says Girl Chris.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a problem, but statistically, it's just.
I'm looking up the word defund. Okay, defund means prevent from continuing to receive funds. So that's what defund means.
It literally means that, of course. But people aren't being honest. So they put this term out there, right? Because they're chanting, they're protesting, and they're like all riled up. And then later on down the road, somebody comes along and says, well, do you know what this actually means? And he didn't even coin the term. He's just defining it after the fact. It could mean this. It could mean, and then again, there's dozens of different things that people have said. Anything from getting rid of the police totally to, well, we just need to take some money away from these guys and give it to these guys.
In the bigger picture, defunding the police, you also risk local anti-terrorism defense measures.
So, okay, so that's that's another thing, and this is debatable. This is good because this is something that both sides need to talk about. Is that since 9/11, a lot of funds have gone to local police departments under the guise of anti-terrorism, anti-terrorist training equipment. That's why now a lot of police departments have these big freaking armored vehicles. You know, their SWAT teams are more robust. They have nicer gear, better weapons, right? And it's all in the towards the point, if we ever get attacked by terrorists again, that we can have a police force that can compete with that. That being said, is that realistic? Isn't that something that maybe the National Guard should come to the defense of? Anyways, so that I can agree, and those are funds that come from the federal government, right? The anti-terrorism funds come from the feds. They don't come from the local tax base. That being said, that's something that I would concede that we are giving too much money to. But then that money is not going to go back to the community. It's going to go back to the federal government, right? Just because of where the money's coming from. I can't hear you, John. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Is it just me? Hey guys, can you hear Joanne? Or is it just me? Can you hear me? You've been muted. You've been canceled. Anyways, I can't see comments, so I can't see.
Don't
There you
tell
go.
me that I've been having this crappy microphone. Is it better now, you guys?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Bye, Ron. Thank you for being here.
Bye, guys. And
He
again,
says, he said
guys, dude, I am all about
one, two,
on.
three.
I'm all about learning about other people's opinions, and if I'm wrong, dude, I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. And again, the point that I haven't faced discrimination, or not that I know of. I very well may have been discriminated against, or in my lifetime. I just don't see it. I don't notice it. But anyway, John, can you hear me still? Did we like lose connection? Oh yeah, Joanne's gone. All right, guys. Hopefully, we can get back on with a stable connection. If you can still hear me, thank you guys so much. She's now the ghost of the machine, or Joanne. Are you back? We can see you, but we can't hear you. I can see you. No, can't hear you. Yeah, really. Maybe I can read lips. Maybe I'll this will be fun. Maybe I can just try and read lips and see what she's saying. Okay, say something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, George is the best. That's what she said. She said, yes, George. Say something else. Yeah, George is incredible. Is that what you're saying? Yes, that's what you're saying.
Oh my God. Okay. Can you hear me now?
But now your video's frozen. So
I'm
what do we
frozen?
get? We only get video or sound. We don't get both. Anyways, we might have to end this because of technical difficulties. But I want you guys to know that I value all of you, and I love you all like you're my brother and sister. I really do. Um, And I'm sorry if any of my opinions are offensive to you. They're not meant to be. Um, and I just want us to all get along. Maybe I just need to do more research and try and see things from the other side. But I just don't like to see destruction and people hurting and businesses being burnt to the ground. It's just not doesn't make me happy. It's really sad actually. But um, I'll continue to look for honest sources of information. There you are.
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you.
can you hear me?
Hmm?
Oh,
Yes.
phew!
What did you do?
Gosh. Okay. Vince says, thank you, George and Joanne. Your opinions are truly appreciated. 007 Texan says, police brutality and systemic racism is just to get millions into the streets to spread COVID. David says, your pillow is offensive to me. Christopher says, hey there. And sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what happened there. 1 billion people will be gone from COVID, and Americans will be like, 2 more people killed by police. In 2019, 48 cops were killed in the line of duty. When does their protest happen?
Yeah, they're literally being targeted for who they are. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no well, maybe they're being targeted for who they are. They are literally being targeted for who they are.
Yeah, because they're you can see who they are, right?
And they have
As
families.
opposed to just a person on the street. You don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah. And trust me, people that I mean, especially police officers that do wrong, I'll be the first one to freaking pull the switch on them and put them away.
Well, with that being said, it's 1 o'clock. I gotta go sleep.
Go sleep. What time is it?
1 o'clock.
I
My
got
time.
I got to eat my chocolate cake.
Okay, you guys. So thank you for being here. This was a really good discussion.
I love y'all. I really do.
The police are here to protect us, and I respect them. I will always support the law enforcement, and I got your 6. No. Hey, Cynthia Joy. What's happening?
Cynthia Joy.
Okay, so we are out of here. Thank you all for being here. We will see you on. Wait
Wednesday.
a minute. Wednesday.
Yes,
Right?
and plus, sorry guys, I totally apologize for the subject matter tonight, but it seems like I mean, we're all kind of just bombarded by this 24/7, including myself. So next time we'll do something totally lighthearted and just have fun.
We'll have it scripted.
Scripted?
Yeah, like Seinfeld.
We're gonna have a script about nothing.
Okay, wave goodbye, George. Bye, everybody.
Love you guys.